Will Bitcoin's bloodbath lead to the magical number of 13,700? Hit that subscribe button. My name is Steve. We're pumping out bangers all the way from now until Christmas. A ton of extra content to give back to you in the community. Hit that subscribe button right now. Did you hit it? Hit that subscribe button. Only the facts and the charts. My words are not paid for. No BS. Straight to the point. Let's jump straight into it. We've got a really exciting video. 13,700, the magical number. We've always said this is the strongest level in Bitcoin. Unequivocally, undeniably, we have the most touch points, the most really important parts of the candle are all touching 13.7. You can't deny 13,700 is the most critical level in Bitcoin. We said way back that we were expecting 13,700 until Bitcoin reached 17,500. We started showing a lot of signs that the bottom may in fact be in. But during that time, we said to look at 19,500. And we really needed to respect that level, 19,500. And that's because that was our first top, right? On the Bitcoin, on the monthly chart, the top in 2018, huge profit takings here. Huge sell walls here at this wick right here. And that led us into our November monthly candle holding resistance at exactly that level here. And then our December candle and 2 years ago holding critical support at that level. This became Bitcoin's most important level to hold. Otherwise, we were going to be in trouble. And we held it month after month after month after month after month until just recently breaking that level, leading us to have some turmoil, some trouble. What's going to happen with Bitcoin? Because our story has taken us from 19.5 through 19.5, and now we don't have much room to play with. There's not a lot of room for error. So is 13,700 next, or is there some very thin ice that could save us? Now, I want to mention, we're going to get into this thin ice. We're going to really get into what's happening right now and can 13,700 be in. On December 12th, we're launching the largest sale of the year. Everything that we have is going to be at the largest discount, whether it's courses, whether it's indicator bundles. So make sure you pay attention. This will be the best Christmas present for yourself or for your family. My courses have minted a lot of millionaires, and I hope that you are next. Bear markets are tough. Bear markets are stressful. And again, this trading strategy that I teach in my courses, my indicator bundles, it's completely irrelevant whether the bottom is in or not. Pro traders do not trade based on bottoms being in. I do not trade based on whether I think the bottom is in or maybe not in. It's completely irrelevant. My students do not trade based on this theory, obviously, and I just wanted to make that clear. Trading is about, you want to win 50% of your time, and you want to have a dominant strategy that's very strategic to minimize your losses and maximize your gains. And if you can do that 50% of the time, you're going to be better than 95% of traders out there. And that's a fact. And that's what my courses do better than anybody else's. Is very simple and straight to the point with strategies that whether you're 10 years old or 110, you'll be able to follow. Now back to this. What I've noticed here is that we clearly broke this level of 19.5, making a higher probability that we'll see 13,700, okay? We can't deny that we broke 19.5, and we can't deny that if we break 19.5, there's a higher probability we're going to reach the next level of support. But there is some very thin ice. And the thin ice starts with this nice little thin yellow line here to represent some thin ice. And what we noticed is that this candle here in January had a pretty big selling wick, right? There was another selling wick here that started precisely here. And that exact level of that thin ice, back when we finally broke through the thin ice, we came back down to confirm it as support 2 years ago. in December 2 years ago, we wicked it down right down to that thin ice. So we broke through a level. What you'll often see in charts is when you break through a critical level and shoot up, you're going to come down to hold as support to get even more momentum in the upside. All right. This often happens, and that's precisely what happened 2 years ago. And then fast forward to our bottom, our market bottom of 17,500 came down, and there was a large wick here as well. So we came down to our thin ice and showed a tremendous amount of respect as well. There was a big buying pressure coming in at that level, just as it did 2 years ago, right? And the exact opposite happened 4 years ago. Almost 5 years ago. You can see that we had a large sell wall here. Then we had a large buy wall here. Then we had another large buy wall at 17,500, shooting this wick up. And we just closed our body on this level on thin ice. So we're on really dicey category because below this level, below this thin ice, there's no levels of support and market structure to withstand any problems in crypto. If there's any sort of little problem, like a minor FTX problem, anything small like that, there's literally no market structure to hold us. And in trading, in charts, you have to have market structure. If you don't have it, there's literally nothing holding. It's a free fall. It's a free fall. So we have tremendous support at 13,700. It's the strongest level of support we have in Bitcoin, period. Hands down. There's no debating that. But we don't have anything until then, if we were to break this thin ice. So then the question becomes, okay, is it possible that we hold this thin ice, or is that just a small hope? Right now, it's a small hope. All right. It's definitely a critical level. Is it as critical as 19.5? No. Is it as critical as 13.7? Hell no. Is it thin ice? Yeah. Have you ever stood on thin ice? Is it possible to stand on thin ice? It is. Can you stand on it for very long? No. We do not want to stand on this thin ice for very long. What we would need to see Bitcoin do is come up and hold this level 19.5 back as support. Until we do that, we have a higher probability of reaching 13.7. I think that's the simplest way to understand our situation. All right? We cannot spend very long on thin ice. We just discussed that. We have to get above here, above 19.5, and hold it as support. That's asking Bitcoin quite a bit. One thing that could help us there is bullish divergence. All right? Now, what we can't do is spend too long on thin ice, or we're going to go to 13.7. Okay? And we've discussed that at length. There's literally no market structure to prevent us going from 13.7. So with our recent candle close, do we have a higher probability of 13.7? Yes. Do we have a last remaining thing that could help us this thin ice? We do. And right now we're holding this thin ice as resistance at the moment, which is not good, but this candle is very new and we need to give it some time. But this month is going to be really, really exciting, to say the least. Okay, what's going to come? Are we going to reach down to 13.7, or are we going to get above 19.5? It's going to be a hell of a month, and we're going to be making a ton of content. So make sure you subscribe. Largest sale of our year, December 12th, and that's going to be incredible. And shout out to you for being in this bear market. It's very tough and it's very emotional. Most everybody in crypto gave up. You are here learning and growing and staying positive during these difficult times. Props to you. That's very difficult to do. Props to you. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs.